People of the verse, hello and welcome back to this channel. This is the Eradicator, and today we are going to talk about a ship that a lot of backers hold really dearly into their hearts. It is a ship that has been around since 2016. If you guys remember, the next great starship, a ship designed by a team called the Four Horsemen, who won, let's remember that, guys, $30,000 for this ship. That was the price. That was the prize money for this contest. And unfortunately, the ship still hasn't seen the light of day, so we could argue that this wasn't really $30,000 well spent, if you would ask me. I mean, it's great for the Four Horsemen. It's not really great for the project overall. Nevertheless, it is a ship that is, in my opinion, is looking quite fantastic. I absolutely love the design. And also, it is a ship that has a lot of potential. Now, what is the Redeemer, or what was supposed to be the Redeemer originally? Originally, for those of you who are not aware, maybe some of you guys have joined the project recently, the Redeemer was supposed to be a gunship, but unfortunately, CIG decided that other ships were maybe better fit for the role. For example, we can think of the Vanguard Hoplite, also from Aegis Dynamics, or maybe the Prowler as well. So they decided to turn this ship from being a dropship into a gunship. And I think that this makes sense because with all of its different thrusters mounted on its hull, the Redeemer has the potential of being quite a maneuverable ship, while at the same time it features two pretty big turrets and also a very interesting pair of guns here that the pilot directly has control of. So it could be a ship that could be better fit for combat. People are saying that it is a little bit similar to the Constellation, while at the same time being more maneuverable and also getting rid of all of the cargo, because the Constellation is not just a gunship, it is also a cargo ship at the same time. The Redeemer is not supposed to have any cargo capacity, 0 SCO cargo capacity, which is going to improve the maneuverability because it is one of the main flaws of the Constellation if you are using the Constellation as a gunship too. So, how has the Redeemer evolved eventually over the course of the years, especially since CIG seems to be gaining some interest in that ship, maybe because they are following also backers' interest at the same time? Well, it turns out that we can enjoy seeing a model that is represented at the Invictus Week. So we're going to have a look right here at this holo model, and what we can see is that obviously it looks a little bit more like it is matching the current style of Aegis Dynamic, which is something that CIG did mention several times that they would like to do for the Redeemer, because it looked a little bit off compared to the rest of the Aegis Dynamics lineup. The other thing that is worth noticing, and this is something that was also noticed by a lot of backers, especially it's started really on the Star Citizen League's Discord channel, is that the new Redeemer, if I may say so, is a little bit bigger than the previous Redeemer as well, which is not a surprise over the course of the years when CIG tends to concept ships, and when ships enter production, they do appear to be getting a little bit bigger. This has been a trend that we have seen with a lot of various ships, and it does seem like the Redeemer is also going to have the same treatment. It also looks like the Redeemer has got an extra pair of guns, which is right under the which is right at the nose. There were already a pair of guns under the cockpit. It seems like the Redeemer is also having a nose gun, a little bit similar to how that nose gun is placed, for example, on the Avenger. And that's really great because it seems like the Redeemer is going to have even more guns available for the pilot, which is going to make it on par with what the Constellation is offering from a combat perspective. So, what does this tell us about the future of the Redeemer? Well, we know now that the Redeemer is going to be bigger, it is going to have 2 more guns, and so we should also expect it to eventually be more expensive, because right now, if we have a look at this ship here, which costs $250 if you buy it now, it is basically what you are, it is basically the price of the previous concept that we have back in 2016. But as we always know, guys, as ships get bigger, as ships get more work, and as ships eventually become better, they also become more expensive. Again, I do believe that in terms of combat capacity, the Redeemer is going to be closer to a Prowler than to a Constellation, which is why I believe that eventually the ship is going to become more expensive. If we'll have a look at the Prowler is at $445 if I'm correct, or 440, so above $400 for that ship. Now, of course, we know that the Prowler is an alien ship, so it does have that sort of alien slash rarity tax, which the Redeemer is not going to have. But it wouldn't be a surprise if eventually the Redeemer gets up to $350 because of the extra work, because of the extra capacity, especially combat capacity that this ship is going to have, which is why I believe that this could be a good moment to buy the Redeemer right now, because we never know what work CIG is going to eventually do on the ship. We don't know when the ship is going to be revealed, when it is going to eventually end up on the roadmap. But seeing that ship right here already at the Invictus Week Fleet event, seeing that they are talking about it, that they are seeing that in the description, they hope that it is going to be in service in the near future, could be an indication that we could see the Redeemer sometime next year, or at the latest maybe in 2022. So that means that by the time the Redeemer is going to be available, by the time that the Redeemer is going to be on sale again, it is probably going to be more expensive because of the extra work and the better capacity. So that's why my suggestion, if you're interested in the Redeemer, if you want to have a combat ship that is going to also be able to take your friends and basically is going to give you quite an edge over your environment, the Redeemer is the ship to go. Plus, it has a very good loaner. The loaner for the Redeemer right now is the Vanguard Hoplite, which is a Vanguard. Basically, it is going to have it is going to bring you some really interesting firepower and protection as well. So you can't lose basically if you're buying a Redeemer now, because you don't have the ship now, but at the same time as the loader you also have a very cool combat ship too. So it is actually something that I am considering myself. I have a Gladius. I'm thinking about upgrading it to a Redeemer as soon as I can. But please tell me what you guys think about the Redeemer. Is this a ship that you are tired of waiting for? Is this a ship you have given up on? Is this a ship you are not interested at all about? Is this a ship that you find ugly? Please tell me everything that please tell me everything in the comments down below. And that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. A huge shout out to my brand new Patreon, by the way, Ravenu. I don't know how to say that in English. I know how to say it in French, Ravenu, but in English it's Ravenoops. I don't know. But anyway, shout out to Ravenu for becoming my latest Patreon. Thank you so much. Your support means a lot to me. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a very interesting Inside Star Citizen live breakdown. That's right, we are going to do this live tomorrow because they are going to talk about quite a lot of interesting things. We're going to talk about the player-to-player transaction with the brand new app that they are going to talk about in Inside Star Citizen, and we are also going to talk about those bounty hunting guns, those electron guns that are also going to make an appearance in that episode. So it is going to be juicy. I can't wait to discover what they're going to talk about. Guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching again. This is The Eradicator. I'm signing out.